Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome to another edition of Westbridge Hills. Alright, we got what's going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we were cultivating our field, and this guy's still working away at that. He's about halfway done now. Or close to halfway done, at least. And he's currently... I'd say he's half. Anyways, we do have a couple other things going on today. We got this guy right here. He just finished planting barley in this field over here. We're going to go ahead and plant wheat up in this field just north of here. That's not north. East, west. There we go. West of here. Sheesh. And we're going to put wheat in there, I think. And I think what we'll do is we'll plant... I planted canola over there. No, we planted wheat. Maybe we'll plant canola. We'll get this guy started here on this. There we go. Get wheat in here because we've had barley. We had canola in here before, so we'll put wheat in here, and then we had wheat over there, so we'll put maybe canola over there. We'll see. All right. So one of the things we got going on today is let me just show you what this truck looks like. So this is what the truck looks like when you start getting it dirty. It looks bad, really bad. I don't know why they did it this particular way, but truck just looks bad. When it gets the dirt on it. By itself, it's fine, but with the dirt, it looks pixely and bad. Maybe, I don't know, like if I look at something else, it looks fine over there, but that does not look like it's good at all. I would have rather them not have the dirt on it than that. So, still a little bit of work to be done on this truck apparently, so, oh well. I did have a quick look to see what I could find in terms of vehicles that were... that had some decent, where am I? Oh, this guy's still got it. Look at that. Some vehicles that, I should say trailers, not vehicles. Some trailers that were good for, like a Peterbilt style or an American style trailers. Didn't find too many, to be honest with you, or didn't find too many that I liked, unfortunately. Nope, that's not the field we own. So what I'm going to do is going to have to take a look around and see what I can find, or maybe I'll convert one. I don't think trailers are too bad to convert, so that's the reason why I say maybe I'll convert one. So get this guy doing that. Perfect. This tractor seems to be the fertilizing tractor for the time being. I don't know why, but it's just the way I have it set up at the moment. This guy should be finishing his last pass here. Indeed he is. Good. We'll just hang out with this guy so we can move him appropriately. I don't know, I really like this Lemkin. It works much better than the Vaderstadt, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but that's what I discovered. It just seems to work a lot better, like in terms of like when you turn around and stuff like that, it works better. In terms of not missing any, it works better as well. So all in all, very, very much like this particular cultivator over the other one, at least. Alright, let's continue here. So I'm going to continue with a couple of comments from the previous episode. Matt says, hey, you should get a solid manure spreader because I'm wasting money by leaving it there. Matt, of course, you could use it to spread manure on the fields, but currently I'm using it for our... Where's the guy? This guy right here. We're using manure to put it in our BJ extension. So right now we're making 334 kilowatts an hour, I guess it would be. And we're putting a little bit of manure in there. So basically, what I'm trying to do is trying to keep it 50-50. So 50% manure, 50% silage. At the moment, we have more silage than manure. As you can see, I think these are both. This one's full. I know that much. 600,000 liters almost, and this one has not quite as much, 500,000 liters. So we have lots of corn, well, not corn, silage for the time being. So this guy, if need be, I can just keep him running with just silage, but it's not what I want to do, of course. Nope, you're done. Perfect. Alright, let's move this guy into the next appropriate field. It's funny, some of these fields I really don't need to cultivate, just because we do have a good setup where you don't need to. What I really should do, actually, is I should switch this guy onto the planter, the seeder, and then have the T800 or T8 435 on the cultivator here. That's what it'll do. Like I said, I think it just looks strange for some odd reason. Don't know why though. Alright, so let's do that then, or else it's going to take longer than I want to. So let's detach that, and go grab the seeder. Because that only needs 300 horsepower, and of course our T8 435 has 435 horsepower, thus the name T8 435. Greg says you need to cultivate with the Vaderstadt corn planter. He's indeed correct, you do need to do that. It's unfortunate. I wonder if we have any rain coming up. Not for another 5 days. I don't know. I can't understand how. I don't understand how much this slides around. You take a corner. Seems like I shouldn't slide quite so much, but it definitely does seem a little overkill. Might just be me though. All right. Let's get this guy rolling. So what we'll do is we'll get this guy up there. So we had corn in that field, so what should we plant next? We should plant canola. No. Barley, wheat. Oh, not many choices. Let's do maybe what do we have in the. Let's just check to see what we have in store. Oh, canola is probably a good choice then. Because we used a lot of canola when we sold those 2 loads worth at the warehouse up there for that great demand mission. That's the reason why, of course, we have $900,000 because of those 2 missions. It's crazy. Let's just do a little bit of a wide turnaround here. There is a mod out there like that of this that is a that changes this particular seeder into a direct seeder, or no-till seeder, whatever you want to call it. So there is that out there, but there we are. We'll have to see. I might get it at some point, but it's a kind of a cool little setup. I like how they kind of made them attached and you couldn't detach them. It's kind of nice, actually. Marpo Claus says you have to cultivate before you use the big horse planter or seeder. As you can see, sir or ma'am, I'm not sure. I have done that, and I realized that. That's funny. When I first found that out, I was kind of surprised actually, because I thought you wouldn't need to. You wouldn't need to do it. You would just be direct seeded, but. I was checking the descriptions and I'm like, well, it doesn't actually say it's a direct seeder. And they definitely went out of their way to point out the Vaderstadt was. So I can only assume that they did it for a reason. So, and I guess the reason is, like I said, just because it's the only one of its kind. Someone asked me if I wanted to buy some sheep. We're going to do that. Might as well. Where is the... animals. Let's get a couple sheep. Let's just get 10. Excuse the... There we go. Now we have 10 sheep, and they should be over there. It's funny, if you look in the little mini-map, it doesn't look like sheep at all. There we go. This guy shouldn't have any problem with this cultivator. Shouldn't be in the keyword, of course. Let's go take a look at the sheep while we're over here. This should be where the sheep is. Yep, there they are, back in the corner there. And they only need a little bit of... Oh, actually, it looks like they changed the sheep. Yeah. It looks like they changed the sheep, for sure. Oh, that looks pretty cool, actually. Ah, that's pretty cool. I'm really impressed now. I don't know, I never raise sheep. And one of the reasons why I never raise sheep is because, of course, it is really annoying to move the wool pallets. So, that's the reason why. Anyways, let's hop into a vehicle here. And let's hop into, let's see, is it 10? Yes, it's 10. Now that we have some sheep, we need to give them a little bit of hay, of course. So let's grab our Liebherr. Apparently, this is like a Mercedes-Benz of equipment out in Germany. I was talking to Farmer Beavis, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a pretty high-end. They are pretty high-end machines." And I was like, "Okay, cool, good to know." We don't really have. I don't know if we have them here. I definitely have seen some Merlots here, so I know they exist in. I know they are around here in Canada. Whoa, that should not have bounced quite that much. I know they are around here in Canada, but I don't know how frequent they are. What's the best way to go? There really is no good way. Alright, we'll just go for a little trucking. It's funny, when you put them on like a front loader like this, they don't like the turn. I don't understand why. But if you put them on a trailer, they work perfectly fine. It's really strange how it works out. I don't know. This is going to take longer than I thought it was going to take. So, we'll see. And I'll show you what the new... I think I already showed this last episode, but I'll show you what how this works with the new bale feed mod. So, in version... What version is it? In version 2.0, I guess it is. They changed it so you don't. The bales just don't automatically disappear. You have to actually take them apart, which is kind of a cool little addition that Upside Down, the mod maker, did. And because we only have 10 sheep, I think this is an appropriate use for this mod. Let's go not to this one, to the next one there. As you can see, our money is not slowly going down. It's going down quite quickly, unfortunately, so I think it's because we have more than one. I don't know how many vehicles we have. We got 1, 2, 3 vehicles that are all hired at the moment. And because we're unhired as well, it does cost more money for these types of things. So keep that in mind as well. So what we'll do is the inching mod's kind of nice for turning this thing, I realized. This thing turns really, really quickly, especially with the keyboard, because it's either 0 or 1, like binary, so it's either 100% or 0, so you run into that problem. But the inching mod basically just halves the cruise control speed. So when I hit Alt, as you can see, I dropped down to 16. That is the inching mod, essentially. There might be other uses for it, or might be other things you can do with it, but that's, as far as I know, that is the majority of it. Correct me if I'm wrong if you know. Leave me a comment. I'm not an expert in everything, that's for sure. Alright, here we are, finally at the sheeps. The sheep. Don't need to put an S on that. Oh, a lot of people do. Anyways. So let's drop these bales right here, like so. Now, if you recall, I should be able to walk up and spread the bale. So because we only have 10 sheep, this seems really appropriate. So you press X to spread it, and then it takes a little bit of time. Honestly, it would take a crazy amount of time to spread. Well, because this is a big square, it probably would take quite a bit of time. What? Why can I not spread that one? Maybe they can't accept a full bale. So the way this works, I believe you can only give them a full bale at a time. You can't give them part of a bale. And that's probably the reason why I can't give them this bale, because they're going to be at 100% productivity with just one bale, basically. Maybe we'll leave this guy here for the time being, just to see what the wool pallets are like, because I am kind of curious. So, we'll see how this goes. I did turn that off, yes, good. Perfect. How is our case getting along? It's funny, depending on which vehicle this particular seeder is on, it either has problems or it doesn't. This one, the case seems to be able to turn just right, be able to turn nicely enough that it doesn't leave any spots at the end here, which is one of the problems you run into a lot. So see how you can see how there's marks here where that's been fertilized, but it hasn't been done anything else with. So there's a reason for that. And this he thinks he's done, but he's not. It's fine. This is the T6. This is the upgraded version of the T4, the slightly larger front loader. So this one is the one with 160 horsepower, which is fairly nice actually. I really like it. It can't do everything on the farm I'd like it to do, but it can do quite a bit, so I'm happy with that. Let's set this guy up this way, I think. There we go. Perfect. What else is going on? I don't think there's very much else going on. Everything else is just in progress at the moment. Actually, what we should do, while we're just kind of chilling out and not doing anything too crazy, we should probably... Let's give our cows a little bit more mixed feed, because they are... That bale can just stay there, and then when it's ready to be fed, I can just come over here and feed them really easily, because it's already there. But our cows only have 7,000 liters of mixed rations, so they don't run out. One of the things, of course, that's really annoying, one of the things you have to be careful of cows, of course, is the fact that if you let them run out of any type of feed, they will drop productivity, which means no money in the bank, which is unfortunate. But I'm surprised how much visibility there is in this thing. There's a surprisingly large amount of visibility. Like, it's really, really nice. Which is some more surprising than I expected, actually. It's funny, I was looking at video cards the other day, and one of the video cards I was looking at looked kind of decent, like a decent price, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I realized it only had one output for a monitor, and I'm like, ooh, that's not going to work out for me. Because I have a 2-monitor setup. And when you're used to having 2 monitors and they only give you the option of having 1 monitor hook up, it is not a fun experience, because you're like, well, now I have a wasted monitor essentially. So it made me a bit sad, but what can you do? I don't know what that is. It looks like, oh, that must be a bird flying over there. Oops, did not want to turn my lights on. Yeah, that must be a... Oh no, it was just the seed. It looked like a bird flying in the air there, but it was just the cedar there. That's funny. A little bit of power slide around the corner there. I almost wish this thing was a bit faster, but it makes... Like, 40 kilometers is pretty fast regardless, but it just seems like it could go a bit faster. Oh, what's this? Where am I going here? That cedar wasn't able to get this either? That's interesting. So, I don't know if you can see this, but there's like... If you look right here, this, I don't know what happened here. Like, there's a big, huge, like, uneven, unsmoothed part of this field. Like, I can see it. Like, it's ridiculous. Well, I can see it on my screen, but you may not be able to see it on yours. But there's definitely like a little spot. So see how this isn't planted here? It's because there's a big dip and a whole bunch of ridges around that area. So they probably should work towards smoothing that out. Oops. I don't know. I think the reason why that just happened there is because I tend to sprint whenever I can in this game when I'm out of the vehicle. And I have it set so my vehicle switching mod's on the shift button instead of the control, which is the button it's... oh, careful, careful. The button it usually works with. But, so because I tend to sprint everywhere, when I get into a vehicle you press E, but Shift E is the same button you use in order to set up a vehicle in whatever group you want it to, so I think that's the reason why it keeps doing that. Alright, let's drop these in here. It's funny, I wish there was like a hotkey to like adjust, like with the drive control mod you can set the throttle. I don't know if there's a way you can set like a particular like 100%, like have it set to like 100%, and then return back to something else. That would be kind of nice if you could do that, but it's funny. Different people have been doing this different ways. People have said to make TMR, they've done 1 hay bale, 1 straw bale, and then rest silage. And that really depends on what vehicle you're using. I don't know. For this one, I just keep it easy and make it 2 straw bales because it's from the same pile, or 2 hay bales, sorry, because it comes from the same pile, and I just use the rest as silage, basically. And that's probably not the most efficient method, but I have a lot of silage, so I'm not worried about it. And I know dairy farmers started to use straw a little bit more as fiber, maybe. I remember mentioning this a while back, and a whole bunch of people corrected me. Are like, "No, Ian, they don't use straw to eat." I know they use straw for bedding, but I've heard some people talk about integrating a little bit of straw into a cow's diet for fiber and fill out their diet a little bit. All right. It's funny, you can actually unload on both sides of this thing. So if you look here, there's like little, this actually folds down, and then on this side just comes out of this little area here. Yeah, I'll show you. I thought that was kind of interesting how they have like the 2 options. Is that actually side? No, it just looks like it's down. Better spread it out a little bit. Don't want it all in one spot. There we go. Nice. It's funny, I don't know if they would actually use troughs like this. A lot of dairy farms I've seen, it basically has been like a concrete... Oops, just drive through the tree, why don't you? It's been like a concrete, not a slab, it's a bad way of describing it. Like an L-shaped piece of concrete. And basically what the cows would like reach their head over, and then they'll reach their head over and then just eat from that little L slab, a piece of concrete. And when you have like a TMR mixer like that, they just drive along that little area and put it in there. I'm sure there are people with this style right here where it's just actually like a trough sort of style, where it's like a container almost, but I don't know. Anyways, folks, I think we'll stop it there for the time being. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.